today, okay, so class, basically, same, we have already finished the precept, paramit. Second is the, no, first is the dana paramit, second is the precept paramit, third is the patience paramit. Now we go to the paramit of the, how to say, Jing Jing paramit, the vigilance. Okay, now so let's take a look to the class. My mind doesn't work very, my mouse doesn't work very well. So, okay, let's take a look, class. Okay, it's a diligence paramita. The transcendence of diligence as taught by the Buddha is the provision necessary for the attainment of blessing and wisdom. Meaning to say that we need the meaning to say that we need the diligence in order to attain the blessing and the wisdom. One mind should be insatiable, as vast as the ocean. Even when one's strength is exhausted, one's mind should never stop. So that is our previous verse. Okay. Then then we see here, diligence can universally give rise to all good deeds and thereby to all virtue. All right. Then great vows, great deeds, and the great result require limitless diligence. So this is previous lesson we stop here. Sally, can you please read it out first?
No, Sifu, we have finished that already.
Oh, finished already, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we are at
what
139.
Okay, wait.
Sorry, 14. Today should start with 140.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The obstruction and the ways to overcome them. Is this correct?
No, finished already.
Finished already. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So I don't. Yeah.
Before page 246.
It is the
246 page.
Go. Finish.
Finish already,
Page 246.
No. My page number is different with you all. So whatever pages you mentioned.
It's the same. It's actually the same, Sifu.
Oh, verse 140.
Yeah.
Verse 140.
Yes. Okay, wait.
Go.
One more.
Still. One more.
Yeah, my bookmark is not properly set. Yeah, 140. The Buddha has special skillful means to embrace and protect this beginner. So this is our previous lesson. Okay. So Sally, can you please read it out?
Although seeking a fast, easy path indicates that one is not a great zealous person, not that a bodhisattva, see the treatise of great zealous disciple by Deva Bodhisattva. The Buddha and his infinite skill taught a special skillful means to embrace and protect timid and inferior neophytes, so that they would not lose faith and would enter the great vehicle. This is the doctrine of easy path. In the Dasa Bhumi Vibhasa Satra, after scolding his questioners, Nagarjuna gave them their answers. If you really want to hear about this skillful method, I should explain it now. The Buddha Dharma has infinite entrances, just like paths in the world. Some are difficult and some are easy. Walking on land is hard, while riding a boat in the waterway is pleasant. The Bodhisattva way is the same. Either one approaches diligently with difficult and ascetic deeds, or one quickly attains the stage of Avivatin by skillfully easy deeds that rely on faith. The easy path depends upon the faith vow entered into the stream of Buddha Dharma. The real meaning of easy path is fivefold. First, the easy path entails being mindful not only of one Buddha, but of all Buddhas of the 10 directions. Moreover, by single-mindedly chanting the name and being mindful of Amitabha Buddha and so forth, including all the great bodhisattvas, one can attain the stage of not retreating. Second, Besides chanting the names of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the easy path also includes being mindful of them, prostrating to them, and praising them with verses. Third, those aiming towards the stage of Avivati not only have to be mindful, chant names, and prostrate, they should also repent, make requests, rejoice, and transfer their merits to the lands of Buddhas. Thus, the easy path is to practice the 7 branches and Fuyan Samantabhadra Bodhisattva's 10 great vows. Fourth, the easy path is taught to the timid beginners with an emphasis on embracing and protecting their faith. We see this in sastras of Nagarjuna and Gosa. Beginning to study this Dharma, sentient beings wish to seek the right belief, but their minds are weak. They should know that the Tathagata has special methods to embrace and protect their faith. Fifth, the embracing and protecting of faith on the easy path is attained through either faithful vow or the practice of mindfulness of the Buddhas, and so on, both of which leads to be reborn in the Pure Land. It is generally said that after reaching a Pure Land, people gradually practice and are determined not to retreat and to attain supreme Bodhi.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's try to digest these 2 paragraphs. Yeah, thumb up, please, once you finish. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, class, basically, have you ever heard about 普贤十大愿望? Right? You heard about that, right? Okay, well, basically in Mayana, we used to chant it. Okay, actually, 普贤十大愿望 is the major elements which should be practiced by those who feel the difficult path is too tough for you. 普贤十愿 the 10th item is the easiest way for those based on the faith. Okay, if let's say, okay, what Shakyamuni did is too difficult for you. Number one, you have to be mindful and chant the name of the Buddha, okay, or and including the name and the name was from the 10 direction. Number one. Then second, you have to always be praising them. What does it mean? 普贤十大愿望，你看礼敬诸佛 pay respect to all the Buddha, 称赞如来 praise all the Buddha, 广修供养 do the offering, 忏悔业障 do the repentance, 随喜功德 rejoice the merit, 轻转法轮 invite the Dharma. Okay, invite the Dharma preaching. 请佛注释 okay, ask the Buddha maintain in the world, all right, 常学佛学 always follow with the teaching. Basically, all these should be practiced for those for those lack of confidence one. I don't know why. Actually, remember the text just now we highlight. Nagarjuna go to scold these type of people. Okay, they scold them, but they say, okay, you got. I suggest you a few ways. And then one thing is always remember is this batch of people once they, reborn in the Western Pure Land, all right, then until to the Avatatin level, they will come back again. But I think nowadays, the Western Pure Land in the market now, due to the target, it's not highly educated. It's not easy to tell all this thing. I think it's still, well, you need some certain level of education to understand what did I say just now. Am I right? Oh, I don't think the uncle auntie the old age uncle auntie can understand the meaning of the 普贤十大愿. So this is all the element is necessary. If let's say you practice the easy way, you see. So this is what we mentioned. Avatatin. Basically, most of the people they chant, the Buddha name, maybe their heart is just try to, because they feel suffer this world. They just want to run away this hard work and go to the Western Pure Land. But if that the case is not that right already, because our Western Pure Land is aim for the great vehicle. You must have a body mind. But you feel difficult, with the difficult path, you feel too difficult, so you choose the Western Pure Land. So that should be the right way. If this is the facts in the from the Nagarjuna teaching, do you think that I think maybe I think maybe most of the Pure Land who the believer as you know, the way the practice is not until to that level. Am I right, Sally?
Can you repeat your question?
The question is nowadays, nowadays the Western believer you see, the way they think is different. What are we studying today? Is this correct?
A bit different.
A bit I think not a bit Elena,
A bit
you see the different, tell the different, Elena.
Actually, I got a few friends, all bananas.
Oh.
What they do is because they do not have contact to study Buddhism in English, so they somehow contacted all these the Amitabha side. So every day they will just chant the Amitabha.
Yeah. So wherever we study, they don't have information, they don't know, right?
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't, because this type of a Mahayana Sastra is not translated in Mandarin too. That will be the difference. Okay. Anyway, hopefully one day, Elena, you can try to educate them. Elena.
No, I try to ask them to join the. I said you study the beginner meditation lah. So they giving me excuses. No time lah. Okay lah. I can't say anything. Actually, today happened to spoke to a friend lah. The whole family kena COVID. The husband went into the whole family when husband and my friend, the husband, the daughter and 3 grandsons, 6 of them, husband already passed away. The daughter and the 2 grandson is back home, but my friend is still in the hospital about a month already.
Yeah. Then
So what happened is that friend of mine, she is also banana like me. She has started chanting the Amitabha lah. So I said it's good also. Then she said, she transfer married lah, whatever she chanted every day, because it seems there's a friend. So every day say she has chanted 10,000 times of Amitabha. She will tell her end of the day, and then it seems they will pass on to the sifu, and the sifu will do some chanting. That part I don't understand lah. What I can only tell her is that keep chanting lah, keep chanting lah. That's all I can say lah.
It's the hope for them. They need the one hopes, you know.
Yeah. So she came out from the she's still in the Sungai Buloh hospital. They took out the intubation tube, but her oxygen level is up and down. So that's why she's still there.
Oh, I see. So meaning to say, I think his mood also follow the oxygen level. Yeah, right. His mood will follow.
No lah, I think the mood will be very bad lah. Her husband has passed away there, and she can't even see the husband there.
Yeah, and also I mean the damage can cause you quite bad lah. So some are even committed suicide. So at this present moment whatever belief especially spiritually is very important. Does she strongly believe Amitabha? Does she strongly believe?
She's a Buddhist, but I think it's not a staunch one. So I told her, I say, you instead of just Amitabha, chant and ask Guan De Shi for help, I said.
Anyway, Elena, since you have studied quite some time, or maybe some facts which can help out to build the confidence, please just share more to her. I think maybe she's waiting for this type of information also.
A bit difficult because she doesn't want everybody to know. Only this friend of mine by the name of Cecilia, she only contact her. And so happened, she knows me quite well, so she was telling me, and she knows I study a little bit of Buddhism, so she asked me. So that's why I told her, you tell her to chant Guan De Shi to help you. That's all. Because at first I thought of asking her to chant Da Bei Zhou, but then it's not so easy to learn up Da Bei Zhou within a 1 day, 1 hour or 2 hours that I can talk to her, that kind of thing. So finally I decided keep quiet on that. You just chant Amitabha or Guan De Shi just keep chanting that lah. I just say.
Yeah, Elena, you can try to explain the scenario in Western Pure Land, because Western Pure Land really build hopes to many people, especially they are in this situation. Once they know, the Western Pure Land is so good. Okay, maybe this is another way how to strengthen his faith, something like that.
Both sides of the coin, Sifu. When you're in such a dire state, you tell and explain about Amitabha. She's saying that, that means when I die already, I'll go there. When people are at that stage of mind, is 2 sides of the coin. They can take it as though, this is something you can look forward to, or the other, That's why I dare not say anything.
Oh, I see. Because I think if let's say they have a strong hope. It depends on how is his situation. If he feel that, oh, I'm so suffer, so I hope I want to chant the Buddha and then go there. But if let's say his karma is still strong yet, not yet to let go the body, it's not that easy yet. Because chanting Amitabha name doesn't mean that the power of Buddha will shorten our lifespan. It won't actually. But just we just want to bring up his hope only, that's all. Also, when you got a hope, so anyway, we still encourage that you should stay back so that you have more time to do the chanting, and then you have the samadhi power, then you go later on, but not in this situation. Time's up already. This power of the Amitabha, the samadhi of the Amitabha, he can go, with the easy, less suffering. The perception. Okay. Well, anyway.
Sorry, long story already.
Because we have to include some more karma perception inside. Because sometimes we may thought I just chant the Abhidhamma, it can shorten the lifespan. Not that easy actually.
I mean, we know about it, but a lot of laymen. I still remember another friend's auntie. She is end-stage cancer. So she's a Buddhist. So my friend chant sutras with her together and things like that. But the husband don't like. The husband kicked my friend out. She said, "You chant Amitabha, that means you're asking my wife to die faster." You know, sometimes it's like for lay people, at times you can come up with a different side of the story, lor.
People basically have the wrong perception that Amitabha means people going to die. Means to, longer, live longer, something like that. But they don't realize that if let's say your karma is so strong, no matter how we send you, you still are unable to do that. Okay. So I think.
But very funny, the husband. So he said, okay, if you don't chant Amitabha, can we chant Guan De Shi? I think to the layman, Guan De Shi is the one who will help us, who will save us. You see, a lot of what you call it, those who are not well versed with dharma.
I think Elena chanting Guan Yin is more neutral. So I think that you chant Guan Yin, okay, if let's say your time's up already, Guan Yin still can help you to wisdom pureland.
Yes.
Let's say your time haven't come yet, okay, so Guan Yin will reduce your suffering because you got hope, you see. So in a simple way, basically Guan Yin is more neutral.
Because when the person die, you only chant Amitabha.
That is the people perception. So if people are, the mind is very strong to stay back. So maybe medicine Buddha, because medicine Buddha, you see, we have perception, make your life longer so we can.
That one a bit difficult to teach a banana. Namo Yao Si Fo Pusa.
Sometimes once we are healthy, we don't learn. It's too late to learn at that time. So the best easy ways maybe still the Guan Yin. So we must have a very popular figure within our circle. That's very important. Okay. Anyway, class. We go back to the original text. Let's take a look. A few things that we have to go through. And terminology. Okay. So class, let's take a look. We see how. Now we talk about the zealous people, meaning to say that the one who is very diligent, they go through the way like a Shakyamuni do. You see, again, Dasa Bhumi Vipassana Sastra. You see, scolding the question. Okay, Bhumi mean the ground. Dasa mean the 10. So this is the Vipassana Sastra. So this is the commentary. So it's from the Nagarjuna. Okay. So let's take a look and see how. Then now we go back to the fivefold for the easy way. Okay, they got the fivefold. Number one, let's take a look. Chanting the not the one Buddha only, but include the Buddha of the 10 direction. Okay. Nowadays, the way I see, I think maybe some Dharma master they hope that devotee can be one. That they will be focused in one Buddha, so they never talk about Buddha from 10 direction. Okay, never mind, we just accept it, but we know that we have a different perception in the different sutra. Okay, Number 37. Can you please check for me? This one is talk about being mindful of Amitabha and so forth. So they're not retreating. What sutra is it?
DV.
Again, AV.
DV.
DV. DV stands.
DV. Daya Dasa Bhumi.
Yeah, same with the,
Dasa Bhumika.
yeah.
The same as the one.
Yeah, same the previous one. Okay.
Mm.
So second, let's take a look. You see, we praise them, prostrate to them as a position. How about the verses? How about the 38, the footnote? What sutra is it?
Same thing. IBDID is same thing.
Okay, right. So we know that the Dasa Bhumi is so important. Okay, then we go to the stage Avitatin. So we try to Google search a little bit Avatatin. Okay, Avatatin.
If no such word.
No such word.
I checked 2 times already. No such word.
Oh, let me see first. Avivartin. 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 Got lah. Okay, got lah. Well, my hand is more, how to say?
I checked 2 times, don't have.
Yeah. Sally, I think there must be ghosts in your house.
No.
Oh, my hand is skillful. And Google follow my instructions. Let's take a look. You see, Avatati is a Sanskrit compound word. Let's take a look. In Chinese, we use Yi. So it's a little bit difficult for you, you see. Take a look. Avatati means something in Hinduism, in Sanskrit, okay? If you wish to know exact meaning, okay. So Sanskrit dictionary, not showing the hue, compound word, you see. Okay, Sanskrit, let's take a look. Dictionary, okay, we want the Chinese one, you see. A dictionary of a Chinese Buddhist text. Not this. You see, Avivati, Sutra Amitabha Chinese annotation. You see, which means the Bodhisattva who in progress towards Buddhahood never regresses to the lower state. Yes, here we get the definition here. Let's check. Avivratina. Okay, so make it easy. We come here, Fine. Plus here, please copy down the definition. Abhivardin is the Bodhisattva in progress towards never regress to a lower state than to which he has attained. So please copy down Abhivardin. So this is a quite ideal way and really provide hope for many people. Because once you wouldn't regress, it's just like you pass the exam. So you feel more guaranteed. Yeah, Mr. Leung, you aim for Western Pure Land. Is this due to the Abhivardin? Yes, Mr. Leung, you shift from Theravada to Mahayana, especially. Please on the mic, please, Mr. Leung.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Mr. Leung, you play safe. You know that, this is guarantee. A few names of Avai Vatika, Aparivartya. Chinese is Awei Zhi Pusa. Okay, thank you so much. Then let's take a look again. Yeah, Avivartin. So we say rejoice, transfer the merit. Okay. Then besides, here according to the text, I see we see it in the Sastra of Nagarjuna and Aswagosa. So again, Aswagosa, he said, beginning to study this dharma, sentient being which the right belief, but their mind are weak. You see, as they target the one with the mind weak, with the weak mind. They should know that Tathagata have special method to embrace and protect their faith. You see, this special method, the purpose is to embrace and protect their faith. Okay, class, always remember, protecting people one's faith is so important. Nowadays, the information is so easy. Have you ever heard about that? Some people, they disbelieve with the Western Pure Land. You heard about that? Elena and Sally, have you ever heard about that? Some people, they don't believe. You never, right? Why? Because you don't expose yourself to Theravada. Like Mr. Leong, he used to travel to this type of, the circle. They will notice that really, no matter what, whatever teaching you can mention, there must be some shortcoming. People with a different angle will deny. You see, so some people maybe they emphasize the truth, but they never realize that people sometimes need the belief. You see, they want some faith. You see, basically, if let's say you try to use the academic study, academic study can be can jeopardize most of the religions, including the Bible, Alcohol, and also some Buddhism sutra also. Why? Because if you use the academic study, basically everything they need archaeological proof, and then they will try. How to say that they will. If let's say everything, because religion is not something you can prove everything. You can't use the material to prove the religions, because religion is something you can't see. Okay, but anyway, sometimes for Elena, Sally, your faith is based on some facts, that will be more strong. If your faith doesn't based on the fact, once people challenge your fact, then your faith will gone also. But whereas for some not very highly educated people, once they build up the faith, even though the fact is so strong, preferably we don't go to challenge, because it is very cruel. You just try to, if you try to, disrupt the people's faith, okay, especially in the religions part. Because even though the facts are from we study history of Buddhism, because in history of Buddhism, everything must have some facts, and mostly it's archaeological facts. But one thing is archaeological facts, it could be overruled by future study. The latest study can always overrule the previous one. It's very common, right? Okay. Now we say Buddha Parinibbana is about 543, okay, before Christ. But if I'm able to take out something which is proof belongs to Shakyamuni, maybe the history can be 100, 200 years or some more further. You see, but the point is, it doesn't really make many sense for us. As long as we know Buddha exists, that will be fine already. He is a historical figure, all right. That will be fine already. It doesn't matter 600 years before Christ or 700 before Christ. It doesn't matter. Okay. So that's the base on the fact. But class should remember this is Amitabha, Samatha Batra, Bodhisattva. This type of figure, Guan Yin, they are not historical figure. Meaning to say that you can't get these people. In the real life, there's no proof to prove it. They appeared in the sutra, you see. So sometimes, especially for those the academicians, they won't fully trust. But for people, they need the belief. This is very important, you see. As long as you believe, the faith itself, according to the Abhidhamma, this is the ultimate truth. Whereas, whatever you take out all the archaeology result, that is not ultimate truth. This is conventional truth. It always can be overruled one, you see. But our faith, we call it as an ultimate truth, because it will become a karma in the next life. So we have to know it very well. Okay, so let's take a look. Then 40 is, okay, Aswagosa. Can you check for me the reference number 40? Yeah, what's the reference?
阿神臍輪轉，臍輪轉輪，臍輪Mahayana Nasra Pada Sastra.
just now, I thought you speak Wagyu, you know. Oh, never mind. Because the Mandarin, sometimes I will speak English also, like speaking the French is also hard. Okay, anyway, so this is, I think it's quite not a very common and popular sastra, I think. Anyway, class, Aswagosa is an important figure. Aswagosa's status is as high as Nagarjuna, class. Aswagosa should be Mami in Mandarin. Aswagosa. Yeah, Aswagosa, philosopher, you see. So class, Aswagosa, okay, is about, I mean, the century era, 150, you see. It was a Sarvastivada Buddhist philosopher, okay, and it's from India, you see. He's a dramatist, poet, orator from India. That's why our YBAM, they organize, they organize the competition of writing the Buddhism article. So they name their reward as Aswagosa reward. Why? Because this is what Aswagosa contribution to the Buddhism, you see. Okay, he is from a Sarvastivadin Buddhist. Okay, so class, maybe I have to recall you a little bit of Sarvastivadin. Let's take a look. This is a school of Buddhism. Class, take a look, you see. Okay, Buddha after Parinibbana, then there's one is Mahasamgika. Mahasamgika is quite close related to the Mahayana. So class, take a look, you see. We see Mahayana come from the Mahasamgika. Then here there's one is a Theravada, one is Sarvastivada. Okay, so basically Theravada, Sarvastivada, they split from Stevie rice. Class, that's what we see. Why I have to mention this? Nowadays, the Theravada, the way we see, they are from one school, or from Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, all the same. But for Mandarin now, basically, one big portion of the sastra brought back by Xuanzang are all from Sarvastivada. Class, you know or not now? Now we studied the great vehicle, right? So before we studied the three vehicle, more on Sravaka, remember? So this section are mostly from Sarvastivada. We actually mostly from Sarvastivada because the author, he is quite expert in Sarvastivada Abhidhamma. But anyway, since Sarvastivada and Theravada, they come from one family cluster, it makes them, they come from one family cluster, they split from one family, so they are same cluster. So the similarity quite a lot. Mr. Leung, am I right? Once you study the three vehicle, the similarity with the Theravada, as you know, is quite a lot is similar. Is this correct, Mr. Leung?
Quite similar, but not exactly the same.
Okay, never mind. Mr. Leung, your line is quite bad. Okay, as we know a lot of similarity. So the reason is here. So that's why once we study the Agama, maybe from Nikaya we don't understand, we can cross-reference with the Agama in Sarvastivada. Okay, why? Because they're split from one family, they are one cluster, you see. So this is how we do the study. Class, do you remember Sarvastivada? Do you remember? Do you remember saying? Yes, yeah, you have to know a little bit. This is a history of Buddhism. It's from here. Okay, then we continue. You see, this is about Aswagosa. Asvaghosha. You see, he was born in northern India. He is believed to be the first Sanskrit dramatist. Is considered the greatest Indian poet prior to Kalidasa. You see, he wrote a lot of poets. You see, he was the most famous in group of Buddhist court writer whose epics rival the contemporary Ramayana. Whereas much of the Buddhist literature prior to the time of Asvaghosha had been composed in Pali and Prakrit, Asvaghosha wrote in the classical Sanskrit. Okay, so class, to get it, why a lot of Mahayana text is in Sanskrit. That is the reason why. Class, in the northern part of India, basically it had been colonized by Brahmin. You see, so Brahmin, they use a Sanskrit word. So meaning to say that majority of the texts brought back by Xuanzhuang are in Sanskrit. They're all in Sanskrit, you know. So this is the reason why, because it relates to the place, and also the Sanskrit is more common in that area. Whereas you see Theravada, they don't use Sanskrit, but they use the Pali. Why? Because you see, Buddhism starts spreading to Sri Lanka is before Christ, you know. Before Christ, it starts spreading to Sri Lanka. And then in Sri Lanka, Pali, you can see the language, but you don't see, but there's a pronunciation for the Pali, but you don't see the language. So that's why sometimes you can use romanize the Pali, and also you can use the Myanmar or Thailand alphabet to express Pali. So that's a different thing. So nowadays we see all is in the Pali. It's due to the historical background. Okay, so now we further go. We don't Asvaghosha. Again, now here is determined not to retreat and to attain supreme Buddha. So this is the number 5. They have got the thankful and the practice of mindful of the Buddha leads to being reborn in the Pure Land. Okay, now we go to the next paragraph. Okay, Elena, your turn, please.
Alternatively, at first, the easy path can be relied on as a skillful means to stabilize their faith, and then as a way to lead them into the difficult path. It is said, because bodhisattvas repent, make sincere requests, rejoice, and transfer their merits, their blessings, and virtue increase, and their hearts become gentle. Bodhisattvas believe and accept that all Buddhas have infinite, extremely pure virtue in which ordinary people do not believe. They also believe and accept that all great bodhisattvas carry out the pure and great deeds, and the rare and difficult tasks such as taking pity on those who are injured, having incomparable virtues, and giving rise to the profound compassionate mind. Out of compassion, they want to spontaneously give others happiness at will. This is called kindness. Bodhisattvas are like this, relying on their kindness and compassion to cut off all greed and stinginess, and to be diligent in their giving. Following this example will lead one from Bodhisattva's easy and skillful path to the Bodhisattva's difficult and regular path.
Okay, never mind, we'll finish this first. Sally finished? Yes, okay. So class, take a look. So here, as we see here, once we stabilize the faith, then we stabilize the faith, then we lead them into the difficult path, you see. So that is the purpose. Then besides, just now we mentioned, we rejoice, we do all the bowing, is to make the heart gentle. Once the heart gentle, you will be more kindness. Kindness meaning to say, try to give the happiness to the people, and you will be more compassionate to the people in the suffering. So that is the purpose of why you have to do the 10 deeds from the Samatha Patra. Okay, sorry class. Do you realize that Samatha Patra is a Puxian Pusa? Have you heard about that? Samatha Patra? You know, okay. So that is the Puxian Pusa. Okay, class, Puxian Pusa is not a historical figure. I think it's a religion figure also. Puxian Pusa is the figure play important role in Avatamsaka Sutra. Basically, Avatamsaka Sutra, Buddha doesn't use the body to talk. He is using another form of the body, and he target to the bodhisattva. They are the high level bodhisattva with the dharma body. So there's quite different things. It's out of imagination. Okay, so class, then let's take a look. You see, by following this example, then we'll lead one from the bodhisattva easy, skillful path to the difficult path and regular path. Okay, class, are you convinced? Is this convincible for you? You need to say that you go to the Western Pure Land, becomes Vivata, then you come back again. Is this more convincible to you? Yes?
No, Sifu, I'm just thinking. That means the people who, in order to confirm their faith, we give them 食一啲糖仔先啦，甜字先啦，跟住你整知死。
You can say so because Buddha, they are quite skillful. They know not the difficult thing not many people can do. So they must give you some. All the scammer also do the same thing. But Buddha is not the scammer. We call it as a skillful. You have to use some skill also. Okay. All right, we go to the next paragraph. Mr. Leong, you try to read. Let me check your Wi-Fi first of this, please. Okay, Mr. Lai, your line is quite bad. Okay, so Sally, your turn to read. Please, Sally.
Of this, one of the most special is to be.
Okay, Mr. Leong, stop reading already. Please, Sally. Okay.
Of this, one of the most special is to be reborn in the most blissful land, blessed by the power of Amitabha Buddha. They will not retreat from attaining enlightenment. Relying on the faithful vow to enter Buddha way is a doctrine in which one depends on another's power. There is many such doctrines described in the sutras and treatises of the Great Vehicle, but one of the very special ones, especially respected by the Chinese Buddhists, entails chanting Amitabha Buddha, to be reborn in the most blissful pure land. This land beyond 10,000 million Buddha lands is where Amitabha Buddha is now expounding the Dharma and teaching. The way among the Buddhas is the same, and their virtues and the power of their vows cannot be differentiated in superiority. What is so special about Amitabha Pure Land? There is but one impartial Dharma realm in which all Buddhas teach the same way, so the difference among the various Buddhas really do not matter. Although in the Great Vehicle, sutras of the pure lands of 10 directions are extensively described with praise for various easy paths. Amitabha pureland is really the most commended and extolled. The unique features expressed by Amitabha Buddha were his having 24 great vows or 48 vows in the causal state and having the most peaceful world arise through the boundless virtues of his compassion and wisdom. It has been proclaimed that one only needs to have faith in the power of Amitabha's vows to wish to be reborn in the most peaceful world and to chant Amitabha Buddha, whether for a day, 2 days, or even only 10 times, with single-minded sincerity and respect in order to be blessed by the power of Amitabha Buddha and to be reborn in the most peaceful world after death.
Okay.
The most
Oh, okay. Very big paragraph. Let me digest first. Class, have you ever seen this picture before? Let's take a look. Have you ever seen this before? Yeah. Elena, where do you see the picture before? Where did you see it before? Huh?
In one of the books, they got the picture that show. I can't remember what book is it. It's like the 九重天啊，咩一個 layer 一個 layer coming down one, right?
Yeah. Actually, Elena, all this is in Dunhuang. Because according to the history of Dunhuang, Dunhuang is about in the Silk Road. Let me show you. So this is where the Dunhuang is. So class, this is Tun Huang. Class, you see, this is the Tun Huang. Tun Huang is, he is located, in the middle of the Silk Road. Okay, this is the Tun Huang, which is near Xinjiang. So Tun Huang actually, why is so famous? Because he is the middle, he is the stop, okay, from Xi'an to Indian. So so some of the businessmen or some monks, they will try to have some carving in the cave. So this cave is so famous. So in this cave, the way to they want to get the blessing is quite a little bit culture from nowadays. You see, nowadays, if let's say you want the blessing, right? So what we will do is maybe you come to temple, you say, oh, can you please write my name to the plaques with the red paper? I want the blessing, right? Or not? This is how people mostly to do. But during at that time, they don't do it this way. What will they try to do is, if it's possible, they will try to get a monk. Okay, the monk will try to tell them. They will tell the monk whatever sutra they want, and then they will try to employ some artists to do some sculpture or to do some painting on the wall of the Dunhuang. And basically, wherever the artists try to draw or carve, they're based on the sutra. So this is how we see all these things in the Dunhuang. So just now, let's say, because at that time, Western Pure Land is quite common and popular. So if I'm a rich businessman, so I will go to look for a monk. I say, oh, I want to, in order to, to get some blessing for my business, because I'm going to the India for the business. So I hope in the cave, so holding a place to try to draw the Western Pure Land, so I can be safer through my journey. This is how they do. So until now, after 1,500 years, we can see so many these type of things. Basically, if the drawing, it's try to elaborate the story within the sutra mostly are from Dunhuang. So Elena, after MCO, you can aim for this place, Dunhuang. No. Actually, Dunhuang in the Silk Road is the most important place, I've been there, The purpose we start the journey of the Silk Road only one is the Dunhuang. Go to see all these things. Because after 1,500 years, the picture is still very clear, you see. Not only the Western Pure Land. The story also regards Buddha Parinibbana Sutra, okay, and then what else? Lotus Dharma Flower Sutra. It really depends what is the Dharma. Which one sutra were common and popular at that time. And the monks knows very well because they have to go to consult the monk. So the monk will talk to the artist and say, okay, you have to draw in this way in order to show the picture for this sutra. So that's why just now we call it as a Jing Bian Tu. Jing Bian Tu, quite hard to explain. Maybe a simple way that the story of within the sutra all have been drawn up. So at that time, when you draw the whole thing, what will they try to do? Sometimes after finish the draw up, you see, they will try to guide their friends, and come to see the masterpiece. They will say that, oh, this is the masterpiece of me, and we draw by ourselves. You see, let me show you one thing. You see, so sometimes they will try to bring people to this place to go to the cave and see the picture. See the picture, say that which one I pay Dunhuang Shiku. Let me bring you to the cave. See, okay, let's take a look. Okay, once we go inside to the cave, we can see, you see, according to some commentator, they say that the level of artists, their artistic level is very high, you see. So this is a sculpture, all based on some sutra, see. So sometimes, who are the founder for this? Okay, sometimes it's the businessman, sometimes it's the king themselves, sometimes it's the celebrity, sometimes it's a group of the old folks, I mean, the normal people like you and I, so what they got fun, so we want a cave to, I mean, to ask the master to give us the advice, and we have all the painting, so to set our blessing to all of us. So this is what they do, you know, exactly like what we did now, but at that time, the way, this is the way to get the blessing, see. Okay, let's take a look. You see, here the picture. Some is about 1,500 and 600 years ago. You see, looks still beautiful. You see, because I mean, the color they use, the material they use, all is the best one. You see, you see, not bad. You see, they got so many caves, but not all the cave open for you. Okay, so Sally, this you can make it as the next destination. Silk Road and the Dunhuang, it's very good. Okay, then now, okay, yeah, why I talk about this is due to the Western Pure Land, so I mentioned this picture. I see. All right, then from the picture we will see the 24 vow or 48 vow of the Amitabha. Okay, and then from here, according to the Foshu Amitabha Jing, if you can be single mind sincerity, 1 day, 2 days, even 10 times, you are able to reborn. Basically, if let's say, if I'm the one who invite to conduct the funeral ceremony, I prefer also use the Western Pure Land, because this is a very good therapy for those who still alive, you see. So sometimes if you think that, I mean, my relative, he is in the suffering, but if instead I try to chant to make him go to the Western Pure Land, then they will feel better. They will be relieved. I mean, they will be get away from the grief immediately. So this is quite powerful. The way I see it, Western Pure Land. Okay, so now we go to the next paragraph. Whose turn? Whose turn? Sally or Elena, your turn to read, please.
My turn. In the most blissful world, material goods are extremely abundant, so there is no suffering from unfulfilled wishes. Associating with only exceptional good people and working diligently on the Buddha way, one does not suffer from being with people one hates or from parting with loved ones. Transform and reborn from a lotus flower, one will definitely realize the dharma that is without rebirth in this life. So there is no suffering of old age, illness, and death. As the lotus flower opens, those having the superior grade and superior birth of being reborn in the most blissful land will immediately see Amitabha Buddha and attain a state that is without rebirth. For the rest, who have the capacity of the middle and lower grade, birth and death have not yet ended, but because it is certain that they will end, it can be said that they have ended already. Although these later people have yet attained the stage of non-retreating, they can be described as having done so. In sum, regardless of the length of time it takes, those practicing in the most blissful Pure Land will end birth and death and will not retreat from the unsurpassed body. If, therefore, one is timid and finds it difficult to practice the Bodhisattva way, fearing that one will fall into the two vehicles or that following the karmic forces will cause one to drift apart from the Buddha way, then chanting Amitabha Buddha is most secure. It is a wonderfully skillful means that can best embrace, protect those sentient beings who are beginners so that they do not lose faith. The chanting of Amitabha Buddha should also be accompanied by prostration, praise, repentance, and the making of sincere requests, rejoicing, and the transference of merit. According to the 5 sequences in the Jing Tu Lun, the Pure Land treatise, one should start with prostration and praise and then move into practicing cessation, contemplation, and the transference of merits. That is, one should gradually accomplish wisdom, compassion, and skillful means. One can thereby quickly reach the stage of not retreating from the Supreme Bodhi. As Nagarjuna's Sastras puts it, those aiming towards the stage of Evivadin should not just be mindful, chant names and prostrate.
Okay, thank you so much.
So why your screen so big one?
My screen so big.
The word so big. Sally, are you seeing the same thing? Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah. Class, have you ever heard that who is the one create the Western Pure Land? Do you know about that? You don't know, huh? There's a one bhikkhu, the name is a Fazang Bhikkhu. According to the sutra, he's the one, before creating the Western Pure Land, he visit all the Pure Land which is available. He go to check one by one. Then he try to summarize and try to get all the advantages so that to form the Western Pure Land. You see, a class, he tried to accumulate all the advantage and the good in the Pure Land, you see. No suffering, you see, all the suffering gone, you see. You always associate with the good people, you see. You won't suffer from hate, you wouldn't hate people, you won't parting from the loved one, you reborn in the lotus flower with a beautiful body, you would the old age, illness, and death, all gone, you see. So you see, all the suffering we experience here, but I mean, the place is already negate all the all the suffering what we experience. No wonder they say how you practice one day in the earth is better than 1,000 years in the Pure Land, because it's too good already, you see. You heard about that, right? One day in earth is better than 1,000 years because you don't have any suffering. So how are you going to progress? You see, not that easy. You see, so sometimes I don't know what to say. Well, I think I still prefer a little bit suffering, but the suffering must be able to go on now. Not all the time, but total no suffering, I don't think it is good. Total no suffering, because it makes you just I don't know what to say. The Pure Land is too good for me. Wow, it's very good. So I don't really aim for it. But why? Because I don't know why. My affinity is not strong with that. But the way I see it, but many people need it. Especially people are there enough to the suffering already, you see. Then besides this, then what else the advantage, you see? I think the best is here, not retreating, you see. Even you haven't attained the stage, but you wouldn't retreat anything, you wouldn't retreat anymore. Then you wouldn't worry to fall to the two vehicle, you see. So this is the most secured way. So class, do you realize that? Remember, I asked you the question, why Amitabha chanting is not in the chapter 1, chapter 2, but in the last chapter, but it's fall under the diligence parami, remember? Why? Why is under diligence parami? Because for those who easily lost faith and lazy, so the best one is the Western Pure Land. This is for the lazy people, you see. So that's why they put in the parami of the diligence, you see. That's why the author put here, put in under this bracket, you see. Okay, who's the next paragraph, please? The chanting. No, we finished already. Let me. So here, okay, yeah, there was 5 sequence into Jing Tu Lun, the Pure Land treatise. Okay, let me try to recall the name, see whether you can familiar. Number 1 is the Guan Wuliang, Fosu Amito Jing, the more short one. Second is the Guan Wuliang Soushi Jing, is the contemplation for the Western Pure Land. All right. The third one is the big one. Is the complete volume. Wuliang Shou Jing. Number 4 is the Da Shi Zhi Pusa Yuan Tong Zhang in the Surangama. Okay, it's the number 4. It's about the chanting the Buddha name. Then last one I forget already. So Sally, which one is the last one? Hang already my computer, crash already. Yeah, they got 5 in total. Okay, basically, the Fosu Amito Jing is the shortest, simple and easy. Basically, once people pass away, I also prefer use this version to do the chanting. Okay. So according to the sutra, this is the Pure Land treatise. Okay, let me try to find for you. We call it as a Jing Tu Wu Jing. Jing Tu Wu Jing. Okay, one more is the Puxian Pusa Xing Yuan Ping. Yeah. We call it 5. The last one is Samantabhatra. The Li Jing Zhu Fo Chen Zhan Ru Lai. That's totally 5. You want to copy that class? Okay, Jing Tu Wu Lun. So you just add in Samantabhatra. Actually, this one is the 5 treatises. You see, 5 sequence. One more is I think it's just in the Puxian Xing Yuan. This is the Puxian, the name. Samantabhatra. We call it the vow of the Samantabhatra. It's a bodhisattva in Buddhism associated with practice and the meditation. Samantabhatra. So the 5 sutra, please include the vow of a Samantabhatra. You can write in this way. Samantabhadra. Vow of Samantabhadra. So this the statue you see is in the Ermei-san. 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 Let's check for you. Let me check for Elena. Ermei-san. E-R-I-X. Ermei-san. Yeah, this is the Ermei-san. They call it as the location for the Samantabhadra. And then here is in Chengdu. Class, this is in Sichuan. We call it as the mountain, which belongs to the Samantabhadra. The Bodhisattva of Samantabhadra.
It's near the river, isn't it?
River, not the river. No.
Near the river, this Ermei-san.
Ermei-san. Not
at the bottom is the river. You have to cross over to go inside.
Yeah, what river is the Yangtze-jiang? Changjiang.
I think so. I think so. Something like, don't know what. I've been there already.
This is the Puxian Pusa. Yeah. Okay. So this mountain is, I think, about 3,000 feet above this. 3,000 feet, I think. 3 to 4,000. You see, they can see the snow. Okay. So Elena, another place, one more. So I suggest you Huang, Ermei-san. I suggest a lot. You go. I suggest. Okay. So this is the so-called is the place from the Puxian Pusa Ermei-san, which is in Sichuan. Okay. So you can travel also. Then yeah, this is the 5 we mentioned here 5 sequence of the Pure Land. One more is the Da Shi Zhi Pusa. Let me check you the English name. Da Shi Zhi Pusa. Da Shi Zhi Pusa. There must be Sanskrit in it. Okay. So Da Shi Zhi is a Mahastam. Mahastama Pratapa. Please write down. Mahastama Prata. Da Shi Zhi Pusa. Please write down. Mahastama Prata. Who is at the right side of the Amitabha. Mahastama Prata. Mahastama Prata. So Da Shi Zhi Pusa. So Jing Tu Wu Lun 5 of the version. The last one is from Mahastama Prata. So he is not, even though he is not as common as Guan Yin, not as popular as Guan Yin, but people know her very well also. So this is the class for today. Okay, so class, see you for the day again. Bye-bye.